Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bad for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet, presented to you by Betway. I'm your host, Adam Peddle, and today, guys, the Oakland Athletics. The Sacramento Athletics, officially, they're just the Athletics. We're breaking them down today because we got to project what they're going to do this season. And honestly, I got to say this right off the top, guys. I have a little crush on these Athletics. I like what they're doing. History might be repeating itself for the Athletics, and yes, they're not in Oakland. They're going to be playing in Sacramento this year, but I like a lot what I'm seeing from these Athletics, so we're going to break down what moves that happened this offseason, who they brought in, who left, and as well looking at that projected lineup, rotation, and bullpen, and giving you my over-under prediction for these Athletics. Before we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're watching on our YouTube channel. So first things first, we got to pull up the fan graphs. You guys know I like fan graphs right here on this channel. This is their fan graphs right here. And who was a free agent for these guys and who left? They had Ross Stripling leave. I mean, not a bad stint over there in Oakland, but he left. He goes to the Kansas City Royals. Abraham Toro, my Canadian guy, I like him, but he goes over there to Boston on a minor league contract. So as well did Ross Stripling, by the way, on a minor league contract. They signed back T.J. McFarland. Scott Alexander, right-handed pitcher, or relief pitcher, goes over to the Colorado Rockies. Austin Adams as well. Sean Newcomb. They lost Alex Wood and Trevor Gott. Honestly, all of these guys, they could have all left, and I wouldn't even batted an eye. 4 of them were minor league contracts. 2 got 1-year deals. The other 2 are not even signed yet. So not a terrible loss in terms of things going out for these Athletics. What came in, though, pretty dang good. I'm not going to lie, guys. Gio Urshela, free agent, this December came over to play some third base. I like Gio Urshela, not to be a superstar, but to give you innings, be there every day. I like that from Gio Urshela. They go and they sign catcher, or they purchase catcher Yanni Pareda. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name, from the Miami Marlins. Luis Arias, he comes over, free agent from the Seattle Mariners. He's coming off the bench right there. The big boys, this is what I like to see. Luis Severino, free agent ad, the big signing this offseason by the Athletics. He's coming over from the Mets. He's going to be their ace. Jeffrey Springs, I'm going to break this down a little bit later, but one of the most underrated moves, I got to say, not only by the Athletics, but of all the offseason, because of what he will do for this team. Then Jose Leclerc, free agent, coming over from Texas. And then a Rule 5 pick, Noah Murdock. And that was the moves coming in for these Oakland Athletics. Honestly, guys, a lot of things coming in and not a lot going out. First of all, I got to say this about the Athletics. There's some excitement to be had here. If you are an Athletics fan, if you didn't get lost over the whole change from Oakland to Sacramento, there's a lot to be excited here. Last year, obviously there was all the turmoil and the drama, but what you saw was a potential superstar starting to break out for the Athletics. I like Lawrence Butler, guys. Lawrence Butler is going to be such a huge impact to this team. Overall last year, dude batted .262 with an OPS of .807, and he had a good 22 home runs. But where did all of that production come from? It came from the second half, y'all. In the second half, in 61 games, this guy batted .300 with an OPS of .898. Holy crap. Hit 13 home runs with 32 RBIs and 12 stolen bases. Maybe this dude is in a full season. Is this guy a 20-20? Probably. Could he be a 25-25, 30-30 type of dude? Probably. This guy's got real power and real stuff. Look at that slugging, a .553. I actually think Lawrence Butler is going to be one of the bigger stars of the game. I think by the time July rolls around, we're going to be talking about this dude like one of the big faces in baseball. 24 years old. That's awesome. That Lawrence Butler is someone that the Athletic fans can get excited about. Another move that kind of happened this offseason that I guess didn't go under the radar because everyone's kind of like, what happened? Was when you signed back your guy, Brent Rooker. That's an awesome deal for Brent Rooker. I think it was a 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken, for $60 million. A lot of people kind of batted an eye, being like, or raised an eyebrow, being like, whoa, what is Brent Rooker doing? Why is he signing that kind of deal? Well, you kind of have to ask yourself, Brent Rooker is going to be he's 31 years old. Is he going to be making, that much money in free agency? Because I think he was going to be a free agent in like 3 or 4 years. Was he going to get that type of deal in 3 or 4 years? I don't know. I still think it's a good deal. Brent Rooker knows himself. He was a late bloomer. He's one of the best players in all of baseball, y'all. Last year at a 9.27 not ERA, OPS. That's awesome. Look at that top two right there. If you got Lawrence Butler, last year was good. I think he's going to get even better. If you get a mid-8, 100 OPS, and then from Brent Rooker, if he does what he's going to do, hits you 30 home runs with an OPS over 900, that was his career best, that's scary. Brent Rooker is one of the best players in baseball that goes so underrated. That's a nasty top two. And then after that, we're going through the lineup right here. J.J. Bleday, they're just slotting him in right here, right now. He had a pretty good last year. 3.1 WAR with an OPS 762. Shea Langoliers, what are we going to get from you? That's an exciting guy. He's a pretty good catcher hitter. Tyler Soderstrom, he was a prospect that came up last year. That's exciting. What can he take the next step for these? I was going to say Oakland Athletics. For these Athletics, Zach Geloff is a solid second baseman. Seth Brown in left field. Gio Urshela to fill out the lineup there. And then they got their number 1 overall prospect, Jacob Wilson, ranked 52, I believe, in all of baseball. No, ranked 31 in all of baseball. Dang, that's awesome. Jacob Wilson, can he break out? Can he give you a little something from the shortstop position? The lineup, everybody, is honestly kind of exciting for me. When you look at the lineup last year, 25th in average, 25th in on base, 20th in OPS, but 8th in home runs. That's something to build off. That's some legit power. 18th in stolen bases, and that was without Esteury Ruiz, who, for whatever reason, only played 65 plate appearances. That was a weird drama thing going on between Ruiz and the management. They sent him down in the early part of the year. There had to be something going on that we don't fully understand. But this lineup can bang. It can run. Do they take that next step with guys like Jacob Wilson and Lawrence Butler and Tyler Soderstrom? Do they get a little bit more exciting? And then is this the new wave of of Sacramento Athletic baseball? It could very well be, and this might be their bread and butter, because here's the thing too. Some of the things you got to be looking for if you are an Athletics fan is, what is that ballpark going to look like? They're playing at Sutter Health Park. And apparently, it's going to be a more hitter-friendly ballpark than Oakland Coliseum. That was the big thing with Oakland. Big ballpark, big foul territories, deep outfields. But it's going to be a more friendly hitter ballpark, and it can get very hot in Sacramento. I think I heard that they had a record-breaking over 100-degree days last summer in Sacramento. It was like 45 days were over 100 degrees. How is that going to play? Is the ball going to travel more? Is this lineup going to bang more? Possibly. If that happens, are they going to be going above and beyond the projections? They won 69 games last year. How many more can they win? Now, let's ground ourselves back to reality. There's a counterpoint to that. They got to have good pitching. They got to have good pitching if they're going to be playing in a hitter-friendly ballpark, because their whole time they didn't really have to have the superstar pitchers because they can kind of get by. However, here's the thing. Look at their pitching staff. Luis Severino. That's a guy they added. Now, I know when Luis Severino is pitching, he's one of the best. I know he's one of the best. He can be an ace, but when he's hurt and he's not healthy, that's when the problems come in. That's when he's not staying healthy on the field. However, last year, for those New York Mets, he pitched 31 games, gave you a 3.91 ERA, 182 innings. Give this give this Athletic team innings, right? I like the signing, but however, I'm not asking him to be an ace. He showed that he could be an ace in the past. I'm not asking him to be an ace. Give me some innings. However, I like Jeffrey Springs. This guy is 32 years old, I know, but look at what he's been able to do over the last 3 years. Over the last 184 innings that he's pitched, he has a 2.44 ERA, folks. A whip of 1.074, an ERA plus of 155. This guy's underrated. And you could maybe make the argument, oh, well, he pitched for the Tampa Bay Rays. Well, they used him in a way that nobody else saw. That's true. That could possibly be true. But regardless, that is a guy that could be low-key one of your best pitchers right here. Reliable, too. He can give you some innings. Granted, last year only 33. But if he can stay healthy, he can give you innings and good quality innings. Pair that up with Luis Severino and pair that up with J.P. Sears, one of the most consistent guys in baseball. 180 innings last year. Yeah, it's a 438, but that's innings that you can rely on, that they don't have and they need. And then, of course, you round out the rotation. Osvaldo, Beto, and Mitch Spence. That's where the question marks come in, right? But that top three, I can kind of get behind. Again, not looking at aces here, but guys who can give me innings and give me quality innings, right? And then you obviously look at the bullpen. You got Mason Miller, one of the best back-end guys, if not the best in all of baseball. Pair that up with Jose Leclerc. Yeah, he had a bad year last year, but I like Jose Leclerc. If he can give you anything like he did in the last couple years with Texas, that's a solid guy. Pairing that up with Mason Miller. Now we're cooking a little bit here. And then what can you get from the rest of the bullpen? We'll see. But there's nuggets to be excited about a little bit in this pitching staff. Now, I'm not saying they're phenomenal, and that's why I'm not going to say they're a playoff team in any capacity. But if they live and die with the home run ball and the stolen bases and the offense this year, and their pitching can kind of, give you an opportunity every other day, who's to say that they don't have a good season this year? That's why I'm drinking the Kool-Aid of these Oakland Athletics a little bit. 69 wins is what they got last year, folks. And when I look at this year, I mean, the over-under is pretty enticing. Let's give a quick shout-out to Betway right here. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the details to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years or older. And please play responsibly. The over-under is 71.5. That's 72 games you're asking to go over, which is 3 more games than they got last year. Guys, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think their pitching staff is better, bullpen, and in the rotation. I think their lineup is better. If you get a full season of Lawrence Butler, you have now Brent Rooker there forever, not like he was going anywhere anyways. But then you bring up some guys. Maybe they do some better stuff. Maybe they take the next step. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, guys, but I could see the Oakland Athletics winning 74, 75 games next year. Seriously. I could see that happening. I think their ceiling is like their 3 games or their 3, 4. No, that's too much. I was going to say they're 3 or 4 games out of a wild card. That's not it. 2 or 3 spots out of a wild card. Like there'll be 2 or 3 teams in front of them, but they're kind of there dancing around. I like this Athletics team. I think it's going to be fun watching them play in Sacramento because I think there's going to be some wild stuff going on there. So I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about these Athletics? Would you take the over or the under? And guys, hit that like button, subscribe to Bad for Baseball's YouTube channel, and we'll catch you next time.